Hey, hi. Well, today is the 22nd. Every time I see a number, it's a double number, I pay attention. Because I like numerology and the idea that everything has a frequency, and the number 22 is kind of twice 1111. A lot of people in the last couple of years, every time they look at the clock, it's 1111, and I think of that as just the shift we've had into being so connected to other dimensions and information from those dimensions. But the number 22 has been coming up now a lot, especially right before this virus. There were 6 planets that were conjunct in the sign of Capricorn in 22 degrees. I'm an astrologer also. And we were all wondering what's going to happen. The number 22 actually, though, means it's a master number that means a rebuilding of things. And so I really do think that what's going to come out of all this change is a rebuilding of structures and values and more heart and a sense of connectedness. I've seen so many funny, cute things. I love how people are being creative on the internet, and that kind of sense of fun, humor. I hope you enjoy this morning's short time together. I've just picked a book out of the bookcase, and I'm just going to open it to any page and point. It's Rumi. Some huge work goes on growing or not growing. How could one person's words matter? Where you walk, heads pop up from the ground. What is one seed head compared to you? But on my death day, I'll know the answer. I have cleared this house, so your furniture, when it comes, can fill every room. I slide like an empty boat pulled over the water. It's beautiful. Excuse me, I'm getting over just a garden variety cold I had all weekend. I'm at the very tail end of it. I feel pretty good. So it was a little complicated, the poem was, but I think he's, the Sufis, they have an image of a boat, and we're all headed towards the divine on this journey, traveling on this boat. The Egyptians had that too. It was a boat where you went from the underworld and went back to that journey, that cyclical journey back to the sun. And even though we came and went, the work of humanity kept growing. And that's what it seems to me that this is saying. Some huge work goes on growing or not growing. And how could one person's words matter? Where you walk, heads pop up from the ground. What is one seed head compared to you? On my death day, I'll know the answer. Maybe you'll be able to see, did you make a difference by being truthful and clear and making your words honest, loving. I've cleared this house so your furniture, when it comes, can fill every room. And I slide like an empty boat pulled over the water. And it's actually numbered 622, number 22. Beautiful. Okay. See if there's something about that you like or want to contemplate. And so let's see what we are going to do. I think we'll start with some twisting. Twisting is really good to detox your organs and body. So the first thing when you twist is you want to be separated. So I slouch normally, and this helps me to remind myself that I'm going to float my waist up. And as I do that, notice I immediately put my chin down. I didn't lift my chin to float my waist up. I just dropped my chin. And then, feeling this space at my waist, I can turn above my waist. In fact, put your hands on your waist and just notice your rib cage there. Put a space right there with your rib cage, and then turn above your waist. See if you could keep your weight of your sit bones absolutely connected down to the earth. Okay, now we're going to go a little farther. You could reach your hand, or you could reach back. I'm sitting on a little pillow. You could reach your hand back for the pillow, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put my attention on this space between the ribs, and then I turn. So I didn't turn my lower body or lift my hip off the floor. And now I'm just going to keep sinking the tailbone under. Now, the first couple of tapes I talked a lot about rotating in. So you still want to have that feeling of an inward rotation in order to sit with your knees apart. I had a friend who taught for many years, and she was really uncomfortable in her psoas. She never was able to relax her hips. It's a tricky thing because you have to sit, if your hips are really hurting here, pull your legs, maybe lift your knees higher, pull your legs into your hips, and then still think about separating your upper and lower body, and release. Let's squeeze our shoulders up, rotate back, take your palms, put them behind you, and if you can kind of just grasp your own wrist or even hold onto your hand, we're going to drop our chin and just get one more little stretch. Good. If that shoulder is hurting, make sure you're working with your arm in your arm socket. I take my arm back, but I don't pull out. I keep the arm settled in my body. Good. Chin down and just, relax your head from side to side. Do a tiny little stretch of your neck from side to side. And change sides. All right. Sink the weight down. Floating up and twist. So I'm just starting, so I don't want to go as far. We just work your way into it very slowly. I can put my hand back behind me and put it on my tailbone. And actually you could push on your tailbone to remind yourself to tuck your tailbone under. And then reach away from that with your rib cage. Twists aren't really great if you're pregnant, unless you're super, super careful with the separation. So, this might not be the best if you're in advanced stage of pregnancy. You can walk your hand across now to the other leg and deepen it even farther. Good, and coming out, go ahead and take your leg out. And let's lean out over our extended leg. Inward rotation. Extending the spine and leaning forward. These forward bends are not to stretch your leg, they're to extend the spine. So the leg should be like a wet, heavy noodle. If it's not, it's because you've engaged everything trying to come forward. So come back up again. Draw the leg in the socket and let it become like this heavy weight. In fact, just flop your leg around on the floor until you really feel like it's just not working or engaged. When it starts to feel just like, nothing, there's no tension in the leg at all, then think how you're going to separate your upper body, and your upper body's going to move and the lower body stay relaxed. And the only way it can do that is if you keep the tailbone under while you do this. So you can reach back and feel that happening, and then wait until you're sure everything's relaxed and soft and heavy in your leg, and then reach. And then just wait. Take the tailbone under again. You'll feel immediately your legs soften and get heavy, and then reach. And just keep doing that. Tailbone goes under, and reach. And coming up, we'll go to the other side. Inwardly rotate. Hang the weight down again. And reach. Wait until your leg feels like a heavy weight. Soft, heavy. Keep sinking the lower back and your tailbone, and then reach out, and then come forward. Good. We'll bring both feet together so that your feet are touching. And we're still working with how, if your knees are way up, that's okay. First of all, make sure you're sitting on the edge of a bolster or roll up a blanket or something to do that. Then this tension in your hip, I'm going to lean back and imagine just releasing in. It's hard to get the whole sense of this, but the psoas, it feathers across the back of the pelvis and up the back of your spine, but then it also crosses and attaches to the very top of your femur, and it's like a suspension bridge. You can't stretch that suspension bridge. You have to release this suspension bridge. So you don't go into it trying to stretch it. You actually try to find a place where it can release and let go. And then just release and let it go. Keep releasing until your legs feel like they're just falling down, heavy. Focusing for a moment on completion at number 22, such a beautiful number. The rebuilding of our values and of the material world. With gratitude. Om Tara Tu Tara Sohe Tara. Through the mercy and compassion of the Mother, I see the lotus in you. Namaste. We'll talk again tomorrow. Bye.